Today's tropical weather update is brought to you by State Insurance Company Limited. Live in a better state of mind.
Well, hello there. Thanks for joining us today. It's another edition of your tropical weather update. I'm meteorologist Leonard Josiah, and together let's take a look at your tropical weather update. Now, I've on already 7 days outlook. Now, this is a nice perspective because the National Hurricane Center is saying that we are not anticipating any tropical cyclone activity during the next 7 days. Now, that is great news because a number of reasons. Because in the next 7 days, we are not forecasting any tropical cyclone activity, but also with that, being in the month of November means that we're getting closer to the end of the hurricane season. That's certainly great news for us to take a nice exhale and a nice reprieve. So the National Hurricane Center, we're looking at the wide expanse of the North Atlantic, the main development area all the way out from Africa, the Cape Verde area, right over in the main development area. We are in the Leeward Islands. Take a look at your islands further towards the south. Nothing much for us to talk about. If you're in the western half of the region, the Caribbean Sea, and also for the Gulf of Mexico, things are rather quiet. And that's why we are saying that we can look towards the future with great optimism in the context of tropical cyclone activity. Take a look at your satellite imagery. Now, yeah, 1 or 2 areas of low pressure. These are not necessarily tropical waves in respect of the intertropical convergence zone. Take a look at this fanning that's going on right here. This means that the upper level shear is also great and is taking a plunge right there. There is a huge upper level low pressure area right here just east of the island chain. This area is not forecast to impact us. It's rather going to be drifting back out to sea. But again, you're looking at the low level clouds. Take a look at some of these low level clouds right there. Patches of low level clouds all the way out to Africa. So there's nothing much in the way of organized convection for us in the Eastern Caribbean. We are in the Leeward Islands. We are also in the Windward Islands, Barbados, and Trinidad and Tobago. The British Virgin Islands, we are right here. Puerto Rico, Hispaniola right there. And already you can see the clearness of the atmosphere. Nothing much for us to talk about, but I'm going to be zooming in closer to talk about what we can expect for the local weather. Now, take a look at this front right here. Now, ahead of the front, warmer weather. Behind the front, colder weather. It's actually a density line right there. So that's why we can identify the front where the areas of cold weather and warm weather meet. So this area is just right here. Take a look at the line right there going right over Cuba. Is forecast to advance towards the east, but not necessarily over us in the Eastern Caribbean islands. Take a look at your Caribbean Sea. Nothing to talk about. Yeah, 1 or 2 clouds over Panama and closer to the Central American area, just very close, just to the south of Cuba. These particular areas are likely to move on coast for bellies, bring a 1 or 2 thunderstorm activity and increased clouds. But by and large, we are not seeing anything much for us to worry about. Nothing much for us to talk about in the context of tropical cyclone formation. So there are no watches, there are no coastal tropical storm watches or warnings for us to talk about. Everything is on the down low. Closer to home, we can see exactly what your weather forecast is likely to be in the next couple of days, because all that's really to talk about is your garden variety weather. High pressure continues to cap the atmosphere and continues to drive some patches of low-level clouds to the west. So all these low-level clouds that you're seeing right here, they are not, neither are we anticipating any deep convective activity. But by and large, all you can expect, they're going to be having 1 or 2 pockets of moisture, and then the winds can blow them over the island. So when we talk about hit and miss spotty showers, it means then some of these showers can pass to the north, towards the south, depending on where the wind blows them. That's most they can have, and we're not looking at anything significant at all. All the way out to Puerto Rico, even Hispaniola, if you're down south to Trinidad and Tobago, the whole Eastern Caribbean islands. So if you're flying through the Eastern Caribbean islands, look out. It should be a nice fly throughout the Eastern Caribbean islands with nothing much in the way of organized convection. However, there is a high pressure system out here and a low pressure area out towards the north. Yesterday, Letitia would have spoken to you about the likelihood of some swells moving into our area. There is the strong likelihood that you can see some swell action. So if you're on the northern flank of the islands, the beach is on the northern side of the islands. She spoke very greatly about the impacts of what we call rip current activity. And when the swell action is a little high, the beaches, you'd really want to pay very close attention to the likelihood of rip currents. So those swells coming in could impact the northern coastal area. Here we are in Antigua. If you're in Antigua, those areas are in the region of places such as Sandals, Fort James, those areas. And if you're in, let's say, St. Kitts, Anguilla, the British Virgin Islands, you would know exactly the northern flank of your islands where those swells are likely to get in. So the beaches are likely to be rough on the northern area of the islands, but on the southern area, they're going to be much friendlier waters. So if you want to take a sea bath, go on to the southern areas of the islands and not necessarily closer to the northern flanks. All the way down south, those swells are not impacting those islands for right now, but going on into tomorrow, the swell action should get a little bit more better. That's all we can talk about, and we're going to be saying to you for today, look out for the spotty showers passing your way. And if you want to take a picture, yeah, you can send them to us. Send a picture and your videos to abmsiwatch. Sometimes we take pictures of all the negative stuff, maybe yes, the heavy rain and the lightning and the thunderstorm activity. But you can engage with us by sending us some positive pictures also. Nice sunsets. Give us a nice clear day. You can also send those to us. We will also put those on our Facebook page. So continue to send those pictures to ABMSIwatch. We are your friends, the Antigua and Barbuda Meteorological Services. We are on Instagram, we are on Facebook, YouTube, and on X. Take a look at your hotline number and your website information. We continue to monitor because we know exactly that hazards are still out there. But for right now, rest your hearts at ease. Continue to monitor with us and stay ready. The weather will always change, as I always say, and we have to respond to the weather. So you can say it with me. Weather your weather, in spite of the weather, whether you like it or not. I'm Leonard Josiah, wishing you a safe and productive day.
Today's tropical weather update has been brought to you by State Insurance Company Limited. Live in a better state of mind.